Receiving an inheritance can unfortunately negatively impact Medicaid benefits, especially for those who are receiving Medicaid benefits for nursing care. By getting an inheritance, you could potentially be disqualified for your benefits. I have one such instance that occurred recently in my firm with an individual who was set to inherit $400,000. This individual did not have a spouse and did not have children. You're unfortunately unable to disclaim inheritance under the Medicaid rules as it is considered an available resource. So what do you do? What do you do in this instance? Well, one option is you can accept the inheritance and spend it down. You'd have to spend the entire inheritance. This isn't a very good option when you consider that the price of nursing care on average around Florida is about $10,400. So that $400,000 is going to be eaten up in about 3 years. This individual has about a 25-year life expectancy, so 3 years isn't very much. And if you choose to do this, accept the inheritance and just spend it down, well, you're going to have gaps in coverage or other issues. You might have to reapply altogether for Medicaid. So that isn't, unfortunately, a very good option. Another option, however, would be to put the money into a pooled trust. By putting the $400,000 into the pooled trust, it does actually preserve this money for the individual's lifetime. The trust is run by professionals who understand the Medicaid rules, so everything is done correctly. And that money can be used throughout the individual's lifetime to do things like purchase things that aren't being provided through Medicaid, to supplement medical needs, or could be used for other items that are within the Medicaid rules. So basically this money can be used to help the individual throughout their life while they're actually able to stay or remain on their benefits. They don't risk any lapse in coverage because they're putting the money into the pooled trust, and they don't have to worry about losing that money while they're living, and it can still be used for them. And again, I can't stress enough the fact that the people who would be operating or running this trust on behalf of the individual, they know and understand the Medicaid rules. So they're not going to do anything that's going to mess with the eligibility of the person's Medicaid or mess with the person's eligibility for Medicaid. It's really important, though, that you do go with a reputable trust company. You want to make sure that you speak with an attorney about this, as they can recommend the proper trust company to use. I don't suggest just trying to Google or find this stuff out on your own. But if you do speak to a qualified attorney, this is definitely something that can be utilized, that can be very, very helpful and way, way, way better than a spend down approach. So some of the points to remember: one, if you're currently receiving government benefits like Medicaid, an inheritance will very likely destroy those benefits, destroy your eligibility. You don't want that to happen. Two, for Medicaid purposes, you cannot disclaim the inheritance. It is considered an available resource, so you can't just disclaim it. So you have to do something, right? And between the options of either just getting the money and spending it down, or considering a pooled trust where the money can be safe and can be used to supplement your needs throughout your lifetime, it is definitely a much better approach to go with a pooled trust. And for more information about Medicaid, Medicaid benefits, pooled trusts, or anything to do with elder law, please don't hesitate to contact our office. If you're in Florida, we're at Cause Law Office, the non-stuffy attorneys, and the link is in my bio.